created Mitzvah Chatter so that we can answer all the questions that you may have on planning an event. What do I need? Where do I start if I'm going to do this in my backyard?
Ultimately, the flow of your event is big, and you want all your guests to be comfortable and feel welcome and to have a great time.
Any type of event that you have, you want a masters of ceremony, you want an MC to be able to run your event. Their job is to pretty much make sure that you can relax as a viewer at your party.
We're bringing the inside outside. So now we have to worry about, power solutions and rain plans and things of that nature.
What happens if it rains and the event is outside? What's the process?
And if it does rain, it's still an amazing event. I mean, I understand it's not ideal, but it's still special. From a photo video standpoint, you could have fun with the photos and the video, with the rain in the background, do some extra special things, and it's still just as memorable.
In these times, we're being extremely accommodating to the client. And I think that's the really important part, is being accommodating.
And every single space is going to be unique. Everything's going to be different. Even when it comes down to your tent frames, I mean, tents are unique.
You're not alone. This is exactly what everyone's going through, that great debate of, separating your two parts of your one event.
So, again, every situation, every family is different, and we're here for you. So date changes included. We're just here to support and help you make the best decisions.
Shout out to all the MCs. They're actually very eager to get back to these parties, believe it or not.
You know what time it is?
You know what time it is?
What time
it is DC dance break time.
Oh man, well let's get it.
I hope all you viewers out there are completely standing here and dancing.
Hands up, let's go! Come on, give me a wave.
We'll see you next week on Mitzvah Chatter.
I miss you guys, so all the viewers.
Bye everyone.
Bye everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Tips, Trends, Talk. It all starts here. This is your weekly live Q&A with Mitzvah industry experts. Welcome to Mitzvah Chatter. This week's panelists:
What's up, everybody? You know who it is. It's MC DC from AAE. I just want to give everybody a personal shout out for tuning in and watching. I know it's raining outside, but we want to bring a little sunshine to your life. So make sure you type in the comment section so you can get your own personal shout out later in the show. I just want to turn it over to my girl Jill and our viewers. So come on in, everybody, and let's get that chatter popping. Let's go.
Good morning, Dee, and good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us here today for our second episode of Mitzvah Chatter. My name is Jill, event coordinator with All Around Entertainment. And for those tuning in for the first time, welcome. You might be wondering what this is all about. Well, we created Mitzvah Chatter so that we can answer all the questions that you may have on planning an event. We will talk about the tips to planning a party, the trends that are happening, and give you the opportunity to ask your questions here live with us. Whether you're planning a party now or about to start the planning process, we are here for you to help you streamline the process and make this as stress-free as possible. I am so excited to introduce our panel of incredible experts here today. Please let me introduce you to our chat crew. First, we have our amazing Leon here from All Around Entertainment. Hi, Leon. Tell
How
everybody
are
a little
you,
bit about
Jill?
yourself.
Hi, everyone. Once again, I said it last week. I'm blessed. I'm thankful that everyone tuned in and joined us. And I just want to talk a little bit about myself. I'm the owner, operator, and president of All Around Entertainment. I've been the owner for 25 years, and I just try to create a great business model and culture here at All Around Entertainment that's positive. And as an MC, I've been MCing for close to 15 of those 25 years. And really from New York to Florida, I've done bar and bat mitzvahs and over 1,000 events. So that's my story, Jill. And what I try to do all together is make the client happy. And that's what we're trying to do today, is make the client happy and informative.
Absolutely. Thank you, Leon. Well, next, we have a really good friend, Michael, here today from Loria Visuals. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. Fun to be with everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Michael from Loria Visuals. I am the owner. I have been fortunate enough in my life to be 30 years in the mitzvah industry. Been doing this since I was 14. Starting out doing we are photography, we are videography, we are editing, montage, entrance film, all the fun stuff. And we're happy to serve our community as long as we have, and we enjoy every minute of it. So thank you for having me. Thank you for tuning in.
Excited that you're here. Next, we have the incredible and talented Joe from Illuminaire. What's up, Joe?
Hey guys, how are you? Jill, Leon, Michael, all the viewers. Very happy to be back here with you guys for this chat. I think this is really great. Just a little bit about myself again. My name is Joseph Toper. I'm executive director of Illuminaire Event Productions. I have been in the event industry for over 15 years. I'm a very passionate, loving individual. I love meeting new people and working with new clients is just a joy. And I'm just looking forward to today and everything we're going to cover.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. All right, everyone, you got a glimpse of him at the beginning, but I would love to formally introduce you to one of our talented MCs from All Around Entertainment, DC. Hey, D.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, Jill. Hey, Leon. What's up, Michael? What's up, Joe?
What's up? I love your intro, man. I'm fired up.
Oh, I appreciate it. Well, everybody knows who I am. I'm DC. I've been doing mitzvahs for over 10 years. I love to brighten up people's day. I love to bring the energy into the room. And really just give people the night that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. It's pretty much that simple. And I want to remind everybody, if you like the content, you got to hit that like button and subscribe. You know what it is. It's time to get that chat on.
Thanks, Dee. So listen, guys, and to all you viewers, for anyone who tuned in last week, I completely dropped the ball, but I really want to acknowledge and introduce you to the man who is making this all happen here today by producing Mitzvah Chatter, who is also the brains behind the scenes, and he is the we all go to with questions that we just can't answer. Jared, executive director of All Around Entertainment. Hi, Jar.
Hey, everybody. What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on this week. Man behind the scenes. My name's Jared. I'm the executive director of All Around Entertainment. Been in my position for just this week is a decade, 10 years as the executive director of All Around Entertainment, and 10 years before that as an MC and a DJ. My wife is watching. She just gave me a shout out. So, hey, babe.
Shout out to Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
I'm here to answer everybody's questions. I handle the logistics and coordination of producing All Around's events on a weekly basis, managing the team and making sure all of your productions go off without a hitch. I love what I do, and I'm happy to be here.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Jar.
Love it.
And finally, we are so excited to introduce you to a very special guest here with us today, super creative and talented decorator, James from Design by MC James. Hi, James.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me today. I am so excited to get back to doing what we do best, and that's designing a great party.
Right.
It's been way too long.
Uh-huh.
So for those of you that don't know me, a little history. I've been in the business for over 40 years. And yes, I know you're all saying the same thing. He looks great for 65. Well, I'm not 65. I'm not 65, but my partner MC, she is. And we started MC James in 2011. And since then, we've done hundreds and hundreds of parties. From a wedding on the Hudson to some amazing mitzvahs. And now, you know, these parties are taking place in someone's backyard, your backyard. How amazing. We have done so many, and they have been some great parties. We are a full service decor company. We do everything from centerpieces to sign-in boards, candle lighting, seating charts, and much more. So we would love to have the opportunity to work with you, and we welcome any questions that you can have. So give us a shout out. Visit our website, eventsbymcjames.com.
I love that. How about that headshot? That headshot was crazy, James. You look great.
Thanks, guys.
I may have aged a little bit.
So to all these awesome viewers have tuned in today. Today we are going to all chat about where and when do I plan. Feel free to ask your question in the comment section here. Please don't be shy. We want to answer your questions. Oh, and again, if you're watching this live on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So this year, so many things have changed, and we're finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and we're getting back to the planning process of celebrating mitzvahs. So guys, let's talk and discuss the timing of planning an event. It may look a little different depending on when your event is. So let's kick off the conversation and start with spring of 2021. Leon, I'm curious, when should clients book, upgrade, confirm with their vendors for a spring 2021 event?
That's a wonderful question, Jill, and to the viewers. First, I want to bring up a sheet that's all the important components of a tent. Let's bring that up first. We'll kind of go through that. And number one is really location. You got to figure out if your party is going to be at your home with a tent or at a facility with a tent. Then number of guests is another important factor. How many people you're going to have total, both kids and adults. And then uses for the tent. That's important. If you're going to have your ceremony in that same tent with a live, stream, are you going to have your DJ in the tent, or if you're going to have a Sunday brunch in that tent? That's also an important factor. And what type of tent you're going to have, and the size of the tent. And if that tent needs to have open walls. These are all three great components. And me and Joe talk about this all the time. Heat. You gotta have heat.
Yes.
That is extremely important, because as the weather is now, it can be raining like today, or it can be sunny and 70 like last week. And probably the most important factor to get everything working right is the generator. Got to have a generator.
That gets overlooked a lot sometimes, Lee.
Bathrooms is another one.
Yep.
Got to be able to wash those hands. Got to be able to stay clean and fresh and sanitized. Subfloor, Joe, I think I want you to talk about this a little bit. That's an important factor.
The subfloor is really important if you're going to be on grass or not a concrete surface. You're really going to want to have that subfloor, which is built on top of your grass, that gets everyone off the grass and keeps people on a hard, flat surface that is good for dancing and walking and not having to worry about heels getting stuck or mud and things like that. So subfloor is extremely important, to get that done so that everyone is nice and dry.
Yeah, and we brought this up so everyone can either take a picture, write these items down, and we can actually send them to you. You can actually call the office. They're going to be on our Instagram, Facebook is going to be on everything, so you can be able to see these items on the list here.
Yes.
And cost and budget is another item that you really need to consider when booking a tent. Logistics, probably the third most important thing, because you got to know when, where, and how, and create a floor plan. And maybe if this is all too much for you, then maybe you should get a planner involved. And the planner will help you through the whole process. The lighting and the tent liner is another important thing, because you got to have light, got to be able to see, got to create the ambiance is another creative thing.
Yes,
my favorite. Are you going to do tables, or are you going to do lounge? This is another component. DJ setup, how elaborate do you want your DJ setup to be? How spaced out do you want your DJ setup to be? And then the broadcast and the live stream. That's another important thing on how you're going to be able to stream your mitzvah. That's a big thing. Photo booths, games, and activities. wow, you definitely got to have a photo booth. The girls love the photo booth, but we can answer any questions with photo booths, games, and activities, and food trucks and caterers, or food trucks versus caterers. So those are another big thing. How do you want to cater your event? Rain date. Please, if you're doing a tent, have a rain date. That's very, very big. And Joe, we know this all too well.
Yes.
The neighbors, the community, and the noise ordinances.
Very important.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, very important. You just want to make sure that you communicate correctly with your neighbors, your HOA, because you just don't want anything to affect your great party, and you don't want to get shut down, and you don't want to, make your neighbors upset.
And last, is times. With everything that we mentioned, times of the event are extremely important at the very end. Do you want to do a 3-hour party? Do you want to do a 2-hour party? Do you want to do, the timing of the entire day? So times are very, very important. Jill, let's bring everybody back in, because we're going to go back to our question now. And it's different for everyone. I truly believe it's different for everyone. This past weekend, we did a party that was in someone's house with a tent. And I think, Jared, we did what? They booked in January?
Yeah, we confirmed that they were going to be moving forward the party in January, but most of the planning happened within 6 to 8 weeks, right, Jim? You went there for the site survey and
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I would have to say it's a month out for us to book and confirm your event. And if it's 2 months out, that's even better. But this season, we're already into pretty much March. So if you're having a May event, it's going to be a month in advance. That's it. So I think that's a very, very important question, Jill.
I'd say from our standpoint, same thing. Further out, the better. It's easier to plan and communicate with clients. But we've definitely pulled it off in a crunch. Some clients don't even know if they're having an outdoor, out back, or indoor, or the service is going to happen, because all the things that keep changing. So it's definitely a very fluid situation, and we're happy to work with everybody as they call and come in. Sooner the better. But we absolutely will accommodate everybody that we can accommodate.
Agreed. And even, we're in the service industry, and we love our clients, and sometimes some things may have to happen last minute. And we do our best. We do our best to oblige.
So that was pretty much when should you book your vendors? As far as Jim, do you have anything to say on that, James?
Well, I agree. We would like them to do it as soon as they get their venue. We would love them to book it, and we get them on our calendar. Of course, today that's kind of impossible. So we can work with them whenever they know what they're doing, or when they're set, we can do that. And for me, a lot of these people don't know us or don't know if they want to work with us. So at that point, we would do an initial meet and greet, and kind of give them an idea. And then later we can meet again 6 months out, or if we have 6 months out, and then do a sign meeting. But I would love to meet with them. I'm sure they want to know if we're capable of doing what they want us to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think what we really have to make everyone understand today is that we're open, and we're flexible, and we're compatible. I think those are the things that we really want to let the client know, that we really are here for you. And we know in these tough times, you don't know if you want to book a party, if you want to maintain your party, or if you want to move your party into the future. So once again, you really just give us a call. We'll work with you the best way we can.
Awesome.
It's great advice. And it's, we work with everybody. I just want to let you know, Melissa and Nicole have some great questions that, they're really looking into the fall and also of 2023. We are definitely going to get back to these questions. We're going to look further down the road, but I think right now with us focusing just on this spring, another thing that clients really are asking these days is kind of, when do they meet with their vendors before the event? What's this time frame? Because everything is so soon.
Yeah, we usually meet 2 weeks in advance. As far as an MC is concerned, usually that's a month in advance. But with the last minutes, it's usually 2 weeks in advance, and it's usually via Zoom. And DC, do you want to elaborate more? You have a party this weekend. When did you meet with your client?
Well, I mean, it's typically when everything was normal, we would be meeting at least a month out with our client. But now things have kind of changed a little bit and we have to be flexible. I have a party this week and I literally talked to him last week via Zoom. So that's a week out, which is completely different than how we used to do it. But like I said, we're flexible. And really gathering that information for me as an MC is important. So I urge the clients as far as what they need, because sometimes I'll meet with clients and they don't really know what they want, and I can kind of help them and give them guidance. But there's certain things that only the client can tell me, and I need that information to make sure that I can give them a successful party. So listen, things have changed. Flexibility is key. I'm one of the most flexible people you can meet. It's changed from a month out to a week out to 2 weeks out. At the end of the day, we can make it happen. If you want to go, we can go.
Sounds easy enough, right, guys?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that easy for the client.
It's not.
It sounds easy from us. It's very stressful doing.
Nerve-wracking.
Right. We do this every day, every time, over and over again. So we're used to this, and we understand that we, put our clients at ease, letting them know that we got this. They just have to communicate with us is absolutely part of our tasks. From my standpoint, contacting us, if you want to need a montage or entrance film or a pre-mitzvah photo shoot where we do photo session, you may want those images for the decor. That may be a little bit more before, like 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out for planning an entrance film. And then also if we're doing the broadcasting and the live feed, we need to know exactly what would fit you best. And there are many different platforms of broadcasting and live feed. Maybe we should touch on them. I know Jared, my resident expert, is around here somewhere. Hey, there he is.
I'm here.
So there is advantages. We do ask a lot of questions. I feel like I drill my clients with questions when they do call, but in regards to their live feed. But it's to help us know what fits you best, so then we could make sure we have all of those notes and everything in a row. So there is a difference between different systems. So Jared, you want to speak to that?
Sure. So the most popular one everybody kind of uses as the term for live stream is a Zoom. But a Zoom is one option for a live stream. You can stream to YouTube like we are today. We could stream to Facebook like we are today. Some are more private than others. Zoom, you would really choose if you have somebody that's offsite that you want to participate, or more importantly, you want to see all your guests. Right here today, we can't tell who's watching unless you comment. So give us a shout out in the chat so we know you're here.
Yep. I'd like to say hi to Sydney, who shouted out to me. Thank you, Sydney. Thank you for watching. I miss your family.
Let's give Sydney
the proper shout out. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Miss your family. You're awesome.
In the building.
YouTube's going to give you a higher quality stream. We can stream at 1080, true HD onto YouTube. Zoom limits you to 720, sometimes even 480, depending on speed connections. Most important thing is we're always going to want to hardwire into your modem or your router. If it's 500 feet away, we're going to run 500 feet of cable, because a Wi-Fi connection is just not reliable. And as people arrive at your home, if you're having 20 people live, some of their phones might connect to the network. And that's going to degrade the connection. So ultimately, for a successful stream, we want to hardwire in. We've successfully done it at synagogues. We've done it at people's houses, on their front lawns. We did that one in September where we literally ran 500 feet around the back of the house, down the Velcro door, across the basement, whatever it takes to.
And secured it all, so it wasn't a tripping hazard. So everything is very safe. We make sure that it's laid properly. Right.
So picking your stream source or your destination is entirely up to you. We can go over with you the benefits to each one. We can even use a platform like this if you do have 1 or 2 people you want to bring in for a certain portion and still stream it to YouTube. And then, of course, we provide you with a link to the recording, or Michael provides post-production edits, so you get a nice keepsake of your service. And Mike, maybe you want to tell them a little bit about that, the difference between what Zoom or YouTube gives versus what they can get as a higher quality product.
Correct. There's definitely a quality difference depending on which format you would like to use. And for the clients who wish, we then take actually what we filmed. Everything we're broadcasting, we're also recording. So we will take everything and re-edit it to the higher quality that the camera originally shoots in. And then you would have that to have forever. We make a short form. Some people, when you're separating, I spoke of this last week, when you're separating your service from your event, we've been making short forms to show and share at the event for people that may not have been part of your life at the time or just weren't unable to attend. So it's really part of that discussion and the questions that we ask, a lot of questions of our clients. And it's part of educating us and educating our clients and viewers now to know all the different process that occurs. Cool.
I like it. I like it.
Awesome.
Jill?
There she is.
Guys, you talk about hardwiring in. If you could tell, I was a little laggy there. It's very important to hardwire in, or you're going to get a little lag.
Jill's using Wi-Fi. No, we don't use Wi-Fi.
I was just a guinea pig to show everybody what happens if you're not
It worked out
hardwired
great.
in.
Yeah, but Jill, we do want to let the client know it's really important to communicate with us. That's the big portion, to communicate with us all their needs and their wants and how we can help them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yes.
And we are there for them. So there's a process. Party spring, it's coming up. We're just about there and we're getting ready. So what's the process, like the week of the party? What's like the timeline that clients need to know, like the setup and all and into the party?
Yeah, I'm going to bring in Michael for this. Myself and Joe will elaborate on that, Jill. Midweek is when the tent goes up. Usually Wednesday or Thursday, the tent goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joe comes in, and Joe, you talk about the lighting.
Yeah. We, once the tent is up, we like to come in first with any tent liners we may be doing, which is like fabric treatments to pretty up the tent. We want to get all that stuff in before your tables and chairs and other things start coming in. So right after that tent goes up, we'll come in with chandeliers, install lighting, fabric liners. We'll get all that stuff up, and then you'll be ready for all your items, your tables, your DJ comes in after that. You may have a video wall, TVs, all that stuff comes in. Like Friday or Saturday, day of entertainment. Saturday, day of, it'll come in, or Friday, whenever your event is.
Let's bring in Michael too, because his perspective might be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm back.
As far as the photography and the video.
Correct. So the week of is a very crucial time. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of communication. And, by having great communication leading up to the week of, it helps the week of being smoother for everybody. So week of, your montage should be completed by then. If you have a montage or an entrance film,
Mm-hmm.
that's all done. We should actually be delivering it to All Around Entertainment, who will be showing it on their LED wall, screens, all that fun stuff, whatever you wanted. So we want to get that in their hands so they can be tested in their system. Again, trying to be as flawless as we can be. So that's the week of. That's the beginning of the week. As we go through the week, depending where your service is, some synagogues require or request us to do the photo sessions at the rehearsal service. So when there's a rehearsal service, everyone gets dressed up. We do the photo session then with the family. Again, this is all pre-discussed and set. Some synagogues where we don't film on Saturday because Shabbat. So when we do that, we are sometimes allowed to film the rehearsal service as well. So that is all the week of. So you're doing rehearsals, we have all that. And then we also discuss and plan, say, the day of the event, where we would know ahead of time, we'd arrive an hour or 2 hours earlier for your photo session. We discussed that we're arriving before then. So anytime that we're planning on starting filming or starting photo, we have to arrive before then. So we are tested and everything. So when you walk in, we're ready to go. We're not wasting a moment of your time. And we want to wrap up all of those sessions a half hour before either your service or your party, because we don't want that running into your guests arriving. And we want you to be able to focus on that and not on anything that we need to be part of. So that's the week of. It's a busy time, but it's awesome.
Let's bring in Jim. So let's recap. So we can kind of, before we bring in Jim, first the tent gets laid out on Wednesday/Thursday. Then Thursday into Friday, you have a luminaire that would come in and actually do all the lighting and the tent liner at that point. And then at that point, you have the rest of your items delivered, tables, chairs, if you have those items to be delivered. And then you have Jim, she's on now, that we'll talk about when the decor is delivered.
So normally we do the decor that day. It's very seldom that we go in any earlier because of obviously the florals. They're not something we want to leave overnight. But there is times that if like we're doing a wedding and the wedding's starting at 10:30 in the morning. So obviously we're going to see if we can go in the night before, get some things set up, bring our florals in that morning and have time to set up. We also, in most cases in a venue, we have to wait for the caterer to have the table set up, the linen put on. So we are there, but we really can't do anything until that day. That's pretty much what all of our jobs work the same way.
And as far as the DJ usually is the same way, Jim. We usually come in the day of 3 hours before the event. And then the novelty company, the photo booths and all those things come in usually an hour and a half before the event starts. So that's really the process, Jill, of what has to happen. So let's slow it down for them one more time, Joe, James, and Michael. You know, the tent comes in on Wednesday or Thursday. And then Joe comes in with the lighting in the tent liner if they choose that. Cafe lighting is beautiful for tents. And then, you know, Friday and Saturday, your caterer comes in with the linens and the ovens and that sort of thing. And then, you know, the decor and the DJ usually come in on Saturday. And then the novelty games, the photo booths and those things, casino tables come in usually an hour and a half before the event. That's usually how it is. And I just wanted to slow it down for the client if we were moving a little too fast, because we know what we're talking about and they need to kind of understand what we're talking about.
Love it. This is great information, guys. I think it's very helpful for people, especially having to plan a party kind of so quickly these days. So let's talk about fall 2021. You know, I know that some people are sort of not in the full planning process. They're still trying to decide. We actually have Nicole. She actually sent us a message. I have you guys booked for this September. I'm hoping for a small indoor party, but kids only to keep it COVID safe. Are you seeing any trends of moving to indoor parties in the fall or trends of kids only parties to keep the numbers down? We're excited. It's really an awesome question to be thinking about.
We are excited too. Look, we just had our first party last weekend. I mean, that's the first party of the year and we're already into March and we have 2 this weekend and then we're off the following weekend. But shout out to my mom. She just got the COVID test today. The COVID shot. I'm sorry, the COVID shot. So I'm really happy about that. Yes, we are seeing trends to where we're going to be able to move into indoor parties in the fall, 100%. And I would definitely suggest doing a kids party in the fall. And then you can do your service maybe in a separate area or in the tent. But yes, Jill, the answer to that question is yes. We are hoping that all indoor parties will happen in the fall. 100%.
Yes, I'm hoping. Everybody's hoping.
Absolutely.
We need to party. I'm ready to party. Here's another one from Fran Kosh. She said she just spoke to AAE. Thank you for reaching out. My date is 10/9/21 with Leon and Michael. We don't have a venue yet.
Right. Love the Casas. This will be number 3 for them. That's awesome.
Yay.
And we're happy to help discuss venues and give you our wealth of knowledge on the screen here and talk to you and try to work with that. We're very excited for your next event. Very excited.
Does she want us to give us ideas of where to have it at, Jill?
Maybe she is in the fall. She doesn't have a venue yet. You know, maybe she does need a couple of maybe ideas. I mean, I don't know if she's planning an indoor and outdoor. I think, you know, that's
I'd say the important thing to take away also with the CAS as well as others, even though they don't have a venue, they are scheduled with us. They're booked because our 2020s have shifted to 2021 spring, and now my 2020s are now shifting to the 2021 fall. So it's becoming a busier season than normal, absolutely. So if you have a 2021 date, please contact us as soon as possible. Make sure we can check your date. We can accommodate you. Nothing breaks my heart more than to not be able to accommodate someone if we're all booked up. Absolutely. And especially someone like the wonderful Koss family. This is number 3 for them. So we want to make sure we have space. So fall of 2021 will definitely be a busier season than normal for us. And we want to make sure everyone touches base sooner than later, to answer the original question as well. Kind of works.
Yeah, because it's a good point. Is does that process from spring change to the process in the fall for, your DJ, for lighting, for drapery? Are we doing tents? What is that? How do we plan for the fall right now?
Joe, you want to start that, or you want me to?
You could start that now, and I'll come in with you.
Yeah, Joe, we're expecting to have both. Honestly, it's actually how the client feels once again, if they're comfortable having an indoor party. I think that's number one. We are going to be doing both tent parties and indoor parties, both. And there's a number of different venues that can do both. And we'll talk about that a little later in the show, and we'll give them some examples of some venues that we've actually performed at in the last 6 months to a year. But yes, it really starts with the client being comfortable, and then we have to go with flexibility, and who's available and what's available. Yeah, Joe, let's kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. It's going to come down to availability and the comfortability of each client. But the feeling that I'm getting on the phones is that people are ready to party. I mean, they're ready to go, and we almost kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, and just praying and hoping for the best. But again, as far as the venues, there's a lot of venues that have made accommodations, that have tents that they can use, that have large enough ballrooms that can accommodate your party size. So there's a lot of positives happening across the board. It's going to come down to how comfortable you are, and just you pulling the trigger, to having a great event.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Melissa. Dawn, she says here, the key here,
Melissa.
What you're talking about is the event plan. All these elements come together as a result of a well-designed plan. I know AAE does a great job with planning. Thank you, Melissa. We appreciate that wholeheartedly. And it really does come down to the planning. I mean, everybody's going to have a different planning process.
Now, Jill, let's talk a little bit about the spring of 21 and the fall of 21. Me and Jill had this discussion the other day. And it can be confusing for you as the client. We talked about spring versus fall. And I think there's going to be some differences. This summer, you have a lot more time to plan this summer. And we actually ask you to, if you're having something in the fall, is to plan this summer for the event and then make a decision early on. And if you don't, we're still going to be flexible for you. But please, this summer, take the time to really plan for your event. You can book your event this summer also. But just please let us know with plenty of time, because once again, we have shifted parties from 2020 to spring of 2021. And now we're pushing them to the fall of 2021. So please communicate with us, call us in the office, and we'll help you as best we can. But we're going back to that first question, Jill. Yes, the summertime, you really should start getting everything together. And I'm gonna bring Michael, Joseph back in, and Jim back in to really talk about their fall of 2021.
Yeah, I'll start. I mean, the fall is, for us here, it's looking really busy. It's looking like it is going to be really, really busy, which is so exciting because we're just getting ready and we're preparing now and making sure everything's in tip-top shape to go. So it really is important to do your best, like Leon said. Start your planning. The summer is a great time to do it, and just get your date in, get your location in. Call your vendors, get everything lined up, get your ducks in a row. And it'll just make the planning process even more smoother.
For me, summertime is a perfect time for montage planning, because montage is a labor of love from our clients and from us, and it's communication. So start gathering your photos, start getting them in order, start planning that out. Entrance films, we do a lot of entrance films in the summer for the fall. So that way, again, going through scripts, going through locations, planning out all the shoots that we need to gather together. So summertime is a little more free time. I know some of the kids are at camp and the parents are a little more free to meet and discuss some of these activities. So montage, entrance films are a great time. And then again, depending on what you're comfortable with, and we have that communication, we start planning what you'd like to broadcast on. pre-photo shoot sessions, all of that stuff. So just as Leon said wonderfully, that yes, things have shifted and this will be a busier 2021 fall, even next spring of 2022, which we'll get to. Same thing carries over.
Yeah, that would be the same for us. I mean, we're double and triple and quadruple our weekends. So the sooner you can get in and get us going on it. And also our stuff, we have to make and build and create, and we have to make sure we can get product in. And that's obviously with COVID and deliveries and things like that, it's gotten really tough. The floral industry is definitely tightened up. They're not bringing in as much as they used to, so we have to have our orders in well in advance. And we're not going to turn anybody away. I mean, I have clients that have canceled 2 and 3 times, and I've already had bookings, and they pick a date that we have 3 bookings, but we're not going to turn you away. We're going to make it happen.
Love it.
Love it. So listen, before we get to 2022 and 2023, Leon.
Yes, Jill.
You know what time it is?
It's DC dance break time.
But you have to unmute him.
I have to unmute him.
It's a joke. Are you teasing us?
All right, let's get it. We're gonna start off with stand up, get up off your couches, bring those hands up high, just wave those hands. Let's go. Hey!
Come on, everybody.
This is the hitchhiker. Whoa! Hey! Oh! We gotta hit him with the Leon shaking high, shaking low.
I love it.
Let's go. And you know, one of my favorite points of the party is when the lights drop out and we bring all them blinkies in, baby. We gotta bring them in. Let's go. Hey! Hey!
Get it, Joe.
I see you, Joe.
Oh, you guys caught me. You caught me.
Hey! Let's go. All right, can I take this time to give some personal shout outs?
Yeah.
Can I give some personal shout outs? All right, I want to give a personal shout out to the natural and glamorous Jamie. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure everybody hit that like and subscribe button. I want to give another shout out to Melissa and Nicole, Sydney Page, Melissa Dawn, Gail Smith, and one more time, Fran Cost. It's a pleasure. Shout out to you guys. And one more time, clap those hands to the beat. Let's go. Hey! Hey! Ho! All right, guys, it's a pleasure. One more time. If you like what you guys see, take that finger, hit that like button, and subscribe. Let's go.
See, Suzanne Phillips, read it.
Suzanne Phillips, it's a pleasure. We want to give you guys a special shout out. Can't wait to see you, DC, this weekend. We're going to turn up. Let's go. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Thanks, D. You rock.
Thank you, D. Jill, let's go back because I really want to be clear from the spring to the fall, and the timing again. We talked briefly about we got to talk about when we do the setups and how we're going to do it for the fall, and basically, it's last minute this season, but next season it's going to be a little bit different. So let's bring Joe in, let's bring James in, let's bring Michael back in. Because I really want to be clear with the clients. That's what this is really about. We love DC, we love everybody, and we love to dance, and we want to party. But this is about informative and letting the client know. So in the fall, we're hoping to be back a month out as far as the entertainment is concerned. And if we're not, we're going to be flexible. But we really want to hope in the fall we can either do the Zoom or even meet you live, depending on the circumstances that are out there right now. Right now, we're not really doing any live meetings. But in the fall, we really want to start back doing live meetings. We want to be a month in advance. We want to have all your paperwork in, 3 weeks in advance. So in the fall, we really want to be able to, really have that information back to normal. But I want to stress I really want to stress that we are flexible. So if you do book your party and it is, August, and you decide to book a party, we can be, once again, 2 weeks out with confirming your party, meeting with your MC via Zoom if that's what you feel comfortable with. So once again, it's all about flexibility. It's all about you being comfortable. It's all about patience. These are just key words I want to use throughout the whole process of this podcast. And just comfortable like that. I just want people to feel comfortable. So Michael, how would you feel when it comes to the fall with everything that's going on, vaccinations that are happening left and right? Everybody should be vaccinated by May, from what I'm hearing. So how do you feel and would you like it to be as far as you getting your information?
Same thing. I'd say, as soon as possible, but we absolutely, I've had some clients come last moment because things are so fluid. We put the montage together in a week. We put
TJ's in the building. Sorry, Michael.
It's
What's
okay.
up, T?
TJ's in the building.
So no, we're absolutely fluid. What you're comfortable with, we're here for you. Again, for the fall, just it comes to planning out and discussing, and we're a great team here. We will always work well together, and we communicate, with everybody. And Zoom calls, it's great for I don't have to drive anywhere, so I'm happy to do Zoom calls all the time. Vaccinations, I fully agree, are happening for those who choose to have it and are comfortable with that. So everything's going to look, kind of what everyone's comfortable with.
And I agree. For the fall, I would say we would love to be at least a month out. We're going to need that time to plan and make sure things are available. And we always want to execute perfection. There's no other way. It has to be perfect. And if for some unfortunate reason you were extremely last minute and we were unable to get the enough lead time to execute your event, then we may not even be able to do it at all. So I would just say sooner than later. And that's all.
James?
Yeah, I would say the same. I mean, typically, if it was the norm, we would have that initial meet and greet, and then we would do 6 months out. We would want to sit down, do designs, get everything situated. Of course, I do a lot of email, a lot of texting, and a lot of phone calls from my clients. They're always sending me things, ideas, and that type of thing. But in this situation, the sooner the better. We could do a month. Leon, we did one in 2 weeks. So you may not get exactly what you want, but we can give you a great decor piece. So again, a month would be great, but earlier even better.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that, Joe, I think that was great for pretty much 2021. So let's move into, the video.
You mean showing the video?
Awesome. Video. Let's do it.
Show the video? No.
Let's do it. Awesome.
That's a great video.
Awesome. That was a short video of a tent we just did this past weekend, and a tent we did in October of last year. And we just wanted to show you some of the things we can do and how we can turn a garage into a beautiful space, and how we can turn the Warrington into a beautiful tent and a beautiful structure and have a great party.
Awesome.
That's great. Thanks, guys. So what if we discuss, we have kind of 2021 down pat, sort of know what the process is. It might be a little bit quicker with things, But for 2022, 2023, let's discuss for our viewers who may be starting the planning process, what's the process at this point, to confirm or book with their vendors? How soon? What's their process?
Let's bring everybody back in again. This is a very, very important question. It probably just as important or more important than 2021, because what's going to happen is we're finding that people are now switching bar and bar mitzvahs to sweet 16s. And now we're doubling up on dates, even more. So 2022, 2023, 2024, you really should start booking your parties, right away. I truly believe that we're going to be past it at that point. With COVID, I think everything's going to be back in the building at that point. Once again, it's if you're comfortable or not, but we are booking and taking all the parties from 2020, 2021, and changing them into sweet 16s, and then going into 2022 and 2023.
Right. I would say a lot of my current clients have another child coming down the pike. So we're making sure to get the dates in now for the 2022, 2023, 2024 years. I know it sounds, that we're planning far ahead, but it helps. So because we're going to be booking up. We have only so much space. I mean, I'm speaking for myself personally. So we definitely, those return clients, those clients who we've done families and families and families, we want to make sure. So if you have those dates, they're starting to give us those dates. And then we start discussing contracting and booking usually after the mitzvah, or if they're a brand new client and a cousin, as soon as possible, we start booking and contracting and discussing everything.
Right. Same here on the production side. I mean, as soon as you get your date, we want it. We want to get you on the calendar. Mm-hmm. And you may need help finding being comfortable. You may have questions along the way, trying to get to the point where you feel confident about a date. And that's what we're all here for as well. You may have something you're unsure about. Nothing is a dumb question. I mean, if you're feeling it, you call us and we're here to help you. It's just real. We're here for you. So even the uncertainty, you can give us a call and we'll help you, answer your questions as best as we can. So you can be comfortable with your date and you can lock it in so we can make it amazing for you,
And the time's going to go fast. I mean, I know 2020 was a really long year. 2020 was the longest year ever, but the time's going to go fast. I mean, I signed some clients, and then next thing you know, it's 6 weeks out. We're already filming, planning montages, stuff like that. Also, those clients far in advance, montages, I know I keep saying it, to take great photos, put those aside, start planning everything out. You may want something special for your montage, and you have those years to work with. You have the breathing room for that type of part of your event. But definitely it goes fast, and so you might book and kind of put us in the corner, and then check with us whenever you need. You might have a question as you come along, and as it gets closer, you keep talking to us more and more until that week of we talk of, and then we're all close.
Yeah,
just say it, Mike. It's a lot of procrastination that goes on when it comes to montages.
It does.
I mean,
I can vouch for that because we always want it in. We want to get it in, and we want to get it tested, and once in a while. It's just right down to the wire, and we just get that that montage last minute, and we really want to have it so we can test it, make sure your sound is great, make sure your picture quality is great, and if there's any issues, then we can bring them back to you, and we can avoid them happening in front of your guests.
Exactly, correct. And the montages are a labor of love, but it's us putting our client's vision to life. It's not about what I want as a montage. It's about what you, the viewer, wants, and your family, because you're going to have this forever. It's not me choosing per se, but it's me, our team, creating for you what you envision to share with your family that day. So you want it to be special. You want time to work on it, especially if you have that leeway. Now we're talking about 2022, 2023, and so forth. It's good to plan for all of that.
Never too early to plan.
Never too early. Sooner the better.
Start it now. No, that's great. And we're gonna touch base again on because the process is different in 2022. So what about meeting? What's meeting with the decorator, meeting with the MC? When maybe we should bring Dee back in for this too. Is in 2022 and 2023, we want to call it maybe normal times. What's the process? How soon do we meet with our vendors at that point.
The only thing I would add is we're always on the cutting edge. All of us here are always trying to stay current. We're always looking what's next, what's new, what's coming. So even though you booked us already, we have a contract in, we may check back in and we say, hey, what have you seen recently? Or what have you done? Or what have you heard's coming? So that's a lot of communication in between that contract point and your upcoming event. And then again, we could plan for what's new and exciting because that's part of our job is to educate our clients and stay current.
For me as an MC, Zoom is great. It's very convenient, but I'm a people person and I really love to connect and feel the dynamics of each and every family. So me personally, I like to meet in person. Zoom is cool, but it's just better for me to look somebody in their eyes and see the chemistry between siblings and find out, who might be shy, who's really outgoing. All that information is kind of crucial for me as an MC because every family's dynamic is different. So for me, it will be back to, if everything's normal, back to a month out, getting all of that information. What formalities do you want to keep? Do we have a montage? Do you want to do a candle lighting? Are we getting rid of the special dance? Does dad want to do a toast? All of those type of things that'll help me run your party successful.
Yeah, for us, I have a lot of moms that call and they they're booked for 2022. Is it too early to talk? And it's never too early. I mean, if you have your ideas, but the only thing of doing it too early is that I've had a couple that the mitzvah girl changed their mind. So we've gone through the whole thing and sat down and had designs, and then we had to change everything. But most of my clients call me or text me, and I'm always there. I'm always there to give them ideas and start talking about it. The sooner the better for us.
And same here. I mean, just to touch on everything you guys are saying, I mean, the communication is key. I mean, you lock in your date, and then the in-between time, I think all of us are extremely accessible. I mean, you can reach us on the office. Most of us, you can reach us on our cell, the office, and the communication is key. And things do change, and there are new things. So we just keep that communication flowing. I mean, I can post something up on Instagram. You might see it and say, "Oh, I didn't see that before. I want that at my party." Do it, and then you just give us a call. Hey, what was this? Is this possible? And we accommodate. But the sooner, the better. And you guys make sure you check us out at Illuminaire_ on Instagram. We got a lot of great pics on there. A lot of great tent pics. And just giving that a scroll might inspire you. It might give you, a vision for something you want at your party. So, check us out, follow us, and looking forward to hearing from you guys.
Perfect. All right, guys, before we wrap it up, I just wanted to go back to, we had a question about locations. And speaking of right now, we're kind of in it. I wanted to see if you guys maybe could give some recommendations on a few of these, like where we've done tents, where we're doing outdoor events, to give some clients ideas of what, who they can reach out to.
The Warrington, the Lord of New Church, Green Valley Country Club, Woodcrest Country Club, Ramblewood Country Club, the Johnson Family Farm, Normandy Farms, Philadelphia Cricket Club, Manufacturer Golf Club, the Terrain, Makesfield Highlands Golf Course. South Bowl just has a new place called The Yard. The Eastern State Penitentiary is having a party. I don't know if I should have said that, but it's crazy out there right now. Where we're having
and also Leon, Palm and Park. They also are venues that have outdoor accommodations. They're just beautiful places to be.
Yeah, Palm and Park are very beautiful.
They're beautiful. Right. So there's options, and again, we're here to help with and a lot of that is going to come down to your party size, like your guest list, but once we get a handle on kind of how many people you want to have at your affair, for sure we can give you amazing recommendations for some great venues that we work frequently with.
Okay, cool.
Guys, great advice. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have for today. No! Sorry. We want to thank everyone for tuning in today. It was so nice to see all of you here with us.
Yes.
Worry if we didn't get to your questions today. We're definitely going to incorporate them into future episodes. So be sure to tune in next week when we discuss safety protocols of a modern event. See you next week on Mitzvah Chatter.
Bye.
Bye.
we'd like to thank our guest panelists for sharing their expertise today. They invite you to reach out with any specific questions regarding your mitzvah. Thank you for joining us this week on Mitzvah Chatter.